The next feature is free and fair electoral competition. In China, elections are regularly held after every 5 years for electing the country's parliament. So in China, elections are held regularly after every 5 years. Called Quangu Renmin Diobio Dahui, that is National People's Congress. So in the China, the parliament, the name of the parliament is this. The National People's Congress has the power to appoint the president of the country. So these community or these organization have the power to appoint the president of the country China. It has nearly 3,000 members elected from all over the China. Some members are elected by the army. So there are total 3,000 members in this organization, and some of the members are elected by the army section also. Before contesting elections, a candidate needs the approval of the Chinese Communist Party. So in order to take any election, or a person who wants to stand as a leader, he or she have to take permission from the Chinese Communist Party. Only those who are members of these Chinese Communist Party or 8 smaller parties allied to it were allowed to contest election held in 2002 and 3. So whoever is the member of these Communist Party or the subdivision of this party, they were only the person who can be the member or who can be stand for the election. The government is always formed by the Communist Party. So whoever will be the president of the China, it will be decided by whom? That is, the Communist Party will decide. Since its independence in 1930, Mexico holds election after every 6 years to elect its president. So we have discussed one incident. Now we will go to the next incident. That is, in Mexico in the year 1930, election held every 6 years for the post of president. The country has never been under military or dictator's rule, but until 2000, every elections was won by party called PRI, that is Institutional Revolutionary Party. So after the year 2000, every year these party members were winning the election. Opposition parties did contest election but never managed to win. Though there were many opposition party, but they were never able to win the election. The PRI was known to use many dirty tricks to win election. So this is the main reason why they were winning the election since 2000. All those who were employed in government office had to attend its party meeting. Teachers of the government school used to force parents to vote for the PRI. Medias largely ignored the activities of the opposition political parties except to criticize them. Sometimes the polling booth were shifted from one place to another in the last minute, which made it difficult for people to cast their votes. The PRI spent a large sum of money in the campaign for its candidates. So these are the dirty tricks which the PRI used to do in the Mexico, through which they were winning the election since 2000. Should we consider the elections described above as example of people's electing the rule? No. Reading this example, we get a sense that we cannot. There are many problems here. In China, the elections do not offer the people any serious choice. They have to choose the ruling party and the candidate approved by it. Can we call this a choice? No. The normal peoples, they don't have any authority to choose who their leader will be. In the Mexican example, people seem to really have a choice, but in practice they have no choice. Though they were given the authority to give a vote, but by giving the authority they don't have any choice. That means they cannot choose their own leaders. There was no way the ruling party could be defeated even if people were against it. These are not fair elections. So whatever the incident which we have studied now, whether it is in China or in Mexico, these are not the features of a democracy, or you can say the fair and free competition election. We can thus add a second feature to our understanding of democracy. Holding election of any kind is not sufficient. The election must offer a real choice between political alternatives, and it should be possible for people to use their choice to remove the existing ruler if they wish so. So it is the people who will decide who will be their leaders, and they will decide how, by giving vote. So a democracy must be based on free and fair election where those currently in power have a fair chance of losing. We shall find this about in the next chapter. So we can say that the next feature of a democracy is that in order to run a democracy, there should be a free and fair election, and the people have the authority to choose their own leader, and the opposition party, or you can say the party who is in the power, have the 50-50 chances to lose the competition. So this is one of the features of democracy.